It's always the Democratic establishment's fault.
I feel like. James, you like go. Can I go for a little bit and then you go, James?
Bro, I just got up here and started talking.
So did I. I'm going.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna finish up my point about how the sloganeering doesn't work, especially when you don't have. Oh, I'm in the Matrix.
I heard him clearly. You're actually coming in clear.
No, Tico's in the Matrix.
I'm in the Matrix. I got all my bars.
So to make a long story short on my point on why defund doesn't work and why some of these other things don't work is because I think that the people that are running really don't have a good pulse or are outside enough where they could actually see why this may not work and why you may have to tailor the message to something that's more palatable. Defund was never going to work. Like I said, you have a cultural context where unfortunately we have been inundated with pro-police propaganda. I mean, I still remember the Serena Daniels trial when LaTanya Haggerty was killed in the late 90s. When that woman cried and said, "I fear for my safety," even as a teenager, I said, they gonna let this woman go just because she cried on the stand and said she feared for her safety from a black woman that wasn't bred in her. And what happened? Not guilty. Had to be escorted out by a car. And that's where you see this. And that's how defund doesn't work. There are a lot of people that are sympathetic to their plight because of how media plays a role and shapes ideas. And if you're running a campaign and you don't know that, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose. That's all I wanted to say, y'all. I'm done.
No, I don't disagree with that, but I really do think, and I know nobody likes it, it's definitely a style over substance issue. I've been on Clubhouse a while. I remember the week Defund the Police came out, and I told liberals and leftists that this is a terrible slogan. It should be like refund the block. We should have like different ways to talk about this thing without literally making a statement that's untenable with what we state is our philosophy, which is that the more you fund government institutions, the better they behave. It's not actually like a statement that is even coherent with a leftist worldview. So that's a part of why it's bad. But on top of that, it certainly wasn't just liberals doing that corporatist, like, pandering to identity issues in lieu of dealing with, like, substantive issues around class. It wasn't leftists in kente cloths on Juneteenth. It wasn't leftists doing that shit. And so there's a lot of bad optics. There was a lot of bad optics that helped caricature liberalism in a way that seemed insincere. And when I say the Mamdani model works, it doesn't mean Mamdani's substantive interests that are aligned for New York worldviews work. It means he doesn't talk too long, he doesn't say right at the end of every affirmative sentence, and he sounds and moves and speaks like a fairly heteronormative man. Like he's a heteronormative man.
The guy that went around to all the different religious temples and put their hats and shit on.
That guy.
Wait, you just said, wait, okay. So
that guy.
Again, but you just said he didn't do the things like the kente cloth.
It's how he presented himself. He didn't come in with the kente
cloth. This is so phony.
You don't like the style, man. You don't like the style, but the bottom line is, the shit you did.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it.
He didn't do it in the same way. He's literally Muslim. So whatever he did in the mosque was like literally.
6 are Muslims.
He's a Sikh? I didn't even know that.
He's not a Sikh. Oh my God, he's not a Sikh.
You said what's not Muslim? You're yelling.
Never mind, bro.
No, you're just yelling, so I can't.
Listen.
Oh my God, nah, y'all be crashing.
What I'm saying.
Go ahead.
No, you keep talking and trying to explain to you. When he would go to the Sikh temples and stuff, he would put on the hats and stuff. He literally did the same thing.
I'm talking about black voters. You were talking about black voters. The Sikhs.
Wait,
there's nothing more New York than
voters. God, bro.
I just feel like if you don't think
Democrats.
The reality is there's a difference between how Otis and Trent spoke to Nathan and how you were speaking to Nathan. Whether you agree with it or not, you were doing the Mamdani shit. You were doing the Mamdani shit. Stop yelling, Nico. Everything is meta. Everything is meta.
Did you know he put everything is not meta? He did do this version of the
I think you're making. I think the comparison is unfair. I think the comparison's unfair.
It is not unfair.
If you
it's just people liked him.
Also, but I said that before. He's likable. I said that before.
But you said that people didn't. You said he didn't do it, and what I'm saying is he did do it.
When when he does
Obama
it,
did it.
Obama seems authentic when he does it. He seems believable when he does it. There's a performance to it too. There's a performance to it too. What you did with Nathan was a performance. And it worked.
Come on, bro. Calm down. What you're doing is a performance. Let me ask you a question. Why did they do the kente cloth? Do you know?
Was it? I don't even remember what the function was for. Was it for George Floyd or was it for Juneteenth? I don't remember.
They were asked to by a black group. Asked them to do it.
I don't know who them niggas
They
are.
were literally asked to do it.
I don't know who them niggas are. But I can name some niggas that sound like that.
It doesn't matter. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So if you don't do the thing, it's a problem. And then if you do the thing, it's a problem.
How did you not know that the kente cloth would be like farcical online? How did nobody around them? How did nobody around them know? It's not. Everything's a distraction. Maybe you should use more distractions.
All the time in politics. It happens all the time in politics.
Could it be that Dems are bad at politics right now?
Man, this is insane. You asked a question, I'm answering it.
That's right.
Okay. It happens all the time. And this one time, because the people were old and Democrats were unpopular and it was MAGA, they got caught up. Politicians go and do these kinds of things all the time. Mamdani does it. All the way to Schumer does it. Eric Adams was out there talking about, what was he saying the other day? New York is the Albania of America. I forgot what it was. It happens all the time.
If you can't, let me know if you're done.
Go ahead. I'm not, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, I'll be doing the pauses. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. It was a dramatic pause. Go ahead.
It wasn't dramatic. I was inhaling.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to kidnap you. I already said kidnap. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I lost my train. Go ahead, Dilo.
I was just saying, if you can't tell the difference between a Ghanaian, Nigerian, Muslim going to a Sikh temple versus Italian-ass Nancy Pelosi in a kente cloth, I don't know, man. If it's the same to you, it's the same to you. But I don't think it's received the same way from the American public. I don't think it's received the same way.
More than that.
That was fun.
Articulate. He's done more than just the Sikh thing.
I'm responding to the thing you said. Oh
my God. You know what you do? This is what you do. You find out new information and then change your original argument. Your argument, he didn't do those kinds of things. He did do those kinds of things. Nancy Pelosi before has done those kinds of things. It's just that moment. They did not lose any, Kamala Harris did not lose any voters because of the CBC pick. And if you think those are the kinds of things Democrats have to do, as opposed to developing a better immigration policy, then we're really cooked.
I think they got it. Well,
You never have anything. You never have any. Of course, Republican could use one election. Republican. You're not we. You're not a Democrat. I don't want to say we.
Oh, what am I?
I think you're a progressive. So you said last night people should become social. What is it? SDA.
No, I'm not a DSA, but what I say is I think there's things you can learn from the DSA movement. Is it a DSA, Democratic Socialist?
No, yeah, you were right. I was like, you think you can learn from the DSA?
Yeah, I think there's a way to integrate.
Their track record?
I think there's a way to integrate some of the style of approach in certain largely white male spaces that are appealing to white males. Yeah. No one wants to hear that.
What is DSA?
Have you ever been to a DSA meeting? They're terrible, bro. I mean, I can be honest with you. Be honest. Have you ever been to a DSA meeting?
I don't go to meetings that aren't work related.
All right, cool.
So like, I don't feel I need to go to a meeting to learn about DSA. But I mean, it's also deeply.
You might want to have an opinion on that one. For those of us who
All y'all do is capital, either talk to me or shut up.
It's funny. Because those of us who know about DSA, especially in New York, they do all the racist cringe things that you say not to do. So it's actually very cackleable for you saying people should learn from the DSA. Like, everything you critique Democrats for, that's what DSA does. That's why it's funny.
So what policies are they pushing for in the DSA?
I don't know. That's Articulate. He was the one that said we should join DSA.
Articulate. What 3 policies are they pushing for?
Socialist shit. They're fucking democratic socialists. The Bernie shit. A lot of them are Bernie right. Some of them are cringe. Many of them are like like Vermont side, English lit type of people. But on the other side of it, because they have a politic that's quote unquote deracialized and class based, the Vibes ass Rogan kids do still kind of find an affinity towards them. And while I don't think you can win a lot of them over, I do think at least learning to put forth that style for the moment. Like, we can accept Barack Obama doing a campaign that was like multicultural and not pointedly identitarian. That shit might be what it is right now. This country the country isn't ready for like overt racialized like gender, sex statements. They really do, however, hate fucking billionaires. They really, that shit is real. That shit is real. Like, we're watching.
DSA doesn't do that. Okay, you don't know anything about DSA. So this is wild.
You always say people don't know anything because you disagree with what they're saying. Like, I mean, if I don't know about anything, then just stop talking to me. I don't know anything, right?
No, well, if you don't know anything, stop talking.
All right,
Why is it uncomfortable for me to stop talking if I know, but you don't know?
Well, to be fair, you never have a conversation with me where I have 10 people who are saying nothing, just cackle when it's your turn to talk. So that's just generally annoying.
This one was really funny because the DSA does all of the identity stuff that you were talking about.
I don't love all of the...
I'm almost done. Mamdani himself, until about 3 weeks ago, also does all of the identity stuff. Like, this is what's funny about you. Somehow think that you said that they were deracialized and class-based, and that they do socialist shit. That's hilarious.
The DSA doesn't do socialist shit. That's not what the argument is.
No.
Okay, what's
Democratic socialists. They do not believe in socialism.
I understand
They're a bunch of white boys getting ting-tang. They're a complete mess. So many people have left the DSA. They're horrible.
I get it. So let's just. I mean, who do you think is the model then, Go? On a national level. But I already said it depends on the state.
It depends on there is no model on the national level until you get a nominee. And so I think when you have a nominee, I think like right now, the model for Democrats successfully has been no one from the coast. That's probably what they need to do as a starting point.
If that's how
I
you
used
feel,
to hate that argument, but I think it's true.
If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. What I'm actually trying to say here isn't that you take everything that you hate about a DSA and apply it on the national level. I'm saying you find areas in which there is like traction, or at least like a depressive aspect on the opposition, the actual opposition, not internal oppositions. And you see where you can apply it. I think the thing that makes Mamdani most effective is he looks, talks, sounds, and feels like
he does have to vote. Believe me, that was a struggle last year with the whole young people protesting last year. Last year. God, that feels like 10 years ago already, the presidential race. So he did it. He won. I think it was it 43, almost 44% to about 30. Sorry, I don't have the numbers right in front of me because
I think it was like
38 to 36
to 30.
It was about an 8-point lead, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't a full 10-point lead, but nonetheless.
11-point lead.
But when I looked at the map, I thought it was really interesting because he took a lot of Manhattan, which I thought was very interesting and not surprising about Brooklyn. And then Cuomo's big leads I thought were concentrated in Staten Island and up in the Bronx, which
And you know what was interesting?
made my hair stand on edge. Well, there's a big Italian contingency.
That's true.
Which I don't think of us as being tribal because I certainly don't necessarily fit in that crowd. But and I want to just correct that yesterday towards the end of our talk, I was, excited and moving on to something else, and I misspoke. And of course, Ken Frankel, who I think is originally from New York, correct me if I'm wrong, Ken. Yes, Ken is always right for the most part. Ken is, and I appreciate you, Ken. I misspoke about Zoran.